Today, we'll, we'll have panelists from three different Latin American countries to share with us the situation in their countries, as well as their perspectives and ideas to achieve our 2030 maternal mortality goal. This conference will be offered by the International Interinstitutional Public Health Observatory with the support of University Global Coalition. The member institutions of our observatory are University Foundation Juan N. Corpas from Colombia, Andes University also from Colombia, De Moines University from the United States, San Martín de Porres University from Peru, and the National Public Health Institute from Mexico. For our panelists, today we'll have members from Colombia, Dr. Laura Castro. She's a physician from University Foundation Juan N. Corpas. She's currently studying for her master's degree in public health at the University Foundation Juan N. Corpas. We'll have Dr. Inés Gomez. She's a physician from Rosario University. She has a master's degree in public health from Andes University, and she's currently working as a researcher at Valle de Lili Hospital. Dr. Sebastián Briceño is also a physician from University Foundation Juan N. Corpas, and he's currently studying for his master's degree in public health at the University Foundation Juan N. Corpas. From Peru, we'll have Mariel Palacios. She's a medical student at San Martín de Porres University in Peru. And from Mexico, we'll have Dr. Jose Luis Oropesa. He's a pharmacobiological chemist from Nayarit University, and he's currently studying for his master's degree in public health at the National Public Health Institute from Mexico. So, for the first section, we'll have a brief survey about maternal mortality and its ratio, so that we can agree on some key points that will make this conference more enriching. Please feel free to vote. You can find our survey in the activities box. If anyone is having trouble finding our survey, please type in the comment section and we'll help you. Please make sure you press the send button when you finish resolving one question. Okay. Thank you so much for your participation. Now, for the answers. So the first question was, the main cause of maternal mortality in the world is, and the answer is bleeding. Question number 2. When building maternal mortality ratio, the result of the division between the number of maternal deaths in the reference period and the number of live births in the same reference period is multiplied by how many live births? And the answer was per 100,000 live births. The third question, according to the SDGs, what is the goal regarding maternal mortality for 2030? And the answer was global ratio under 70 per 100,000 live births. Thank you all for participating. All along this conference, the questions and answer box is going to be available. Feel free to type your questions or comments. At the end of the conference, we will discuss them with our panelists. With that being said, it is time for us to welcome our first panelist, Dr. Inés Gomez. She will be sharing with us maternal mortality ratio basic concepts. Dr. Gomez, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Anderson, for introducing me. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Today, we will be talking about terminology and common terms we should use when speaking about maternal mortality ratio. So this ratio is constructed by using the number of maternal deaths during a given period of time per 1,000 live births during the same time period. We define maternal mortality as the death of a woman while pregnant or within 42 days of termination of pregnancy, irrespective of the duration and site of the pregnancy, from any cause related to or aggravated by the pregnancy or its management. This indicator is very important because it talks about the overall health of population, also about the status of women in society and the functioning of the health system. So how is maternal mortality ratio and public health related? Well, as I mentioned before, this is an important indicator about development and health of communities. Overall, through 1990 and 2017, there has been a decline of the estimated global maternal mortality ratio. However, there is a disparity among countries, and it is very high. 99% of preventable maternal deaths occur in low and middle income countries, as you can see in the table that is shown in this slide. Disparity is also high within countries, showing that there is a higher risk of maternal death, among the most vulnerable segments of society, as you can see in this table. So the numbers between 1990 and 2017 show that there has been a decline in this indicator. However, it is not the same decline in countries located in Southeast Asia, also in America and Africa. In order to achieve a good ratio, meaning it has to decline worldwide, there has been many strategies that have been enabled. Principally, the World Health Organization has a strategic framework toward ending preventable maternal mortality. Its objectives are addressing inequalities in order to ensure that women have equal access to sexual, reproductive, maternal, and newborn health care. Also, another objective is ensuring universal health coverage and address all causes of maternal mortality. Another objective is strengthening health system to respond to the needs of women and children. Its guiding principles are very important for public health interventions since they look to empower women, girls, and communities, provide support to the mother and baby diet, and ensure country leadership and ownership. Some important actions are improving metrics, measurement systems, and data quality in order to do interventions. And also, another action is allocating resources and effective healthcare financing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gomez. Now we will have Dr. Opeza who will be sharing with us Mexico's maternal mortality ratio and perspectives. Welcome, Dr. Opeza.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I'm going to expose you about maternal mortality in Mexico. Mexico is a country located in North America, bordered to the north by the United States, to the west by the Pacific Ocean, to the southeast by Guatemala and Belize. The country is divided into 32 federal entities. These states are further divided into municipalities in close to 2 million of kilometers. The climate in Mexico can be divided into three main zones: the tropical zones, the temperate zones, and the arid zones. The tropical zones cover the most of the country. The temperate zone is found in the central highlands, and the arid zones cover the northern part of the country. According to the last estimates of the 2020, the population of Mexico is approximately 126 million people. Mexico is the most populous Spanish-speaking country in the world and the 11th most populous country globally. According to the World Bank, Mexico gross domestic product was approximately 10,000 US dollars per capita in 2022. Mexico has one of the largest economies in Latin America and is considered a newly industrialized country. Next, please. Mexico has a social security system that provides various benefits to its citizens, including healthcare, retirement pension, and disability insurance. About 45% of the population has access to social security. This system is funded by contribution from employers, employees, and the government. According to the Director of Epidemiology, the main morbidity in Mexico face several public health challenges, including a high burden of chronic disease such as diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. Non-communicable disease are the main cause of death in Mexico. Maternal mortality is a significant public health concern. In Mexico, although the country has made significant progress in recent years in reducing maternal deaths. According to the data from the General Directorate of Health Information, the maternal mortality ratio in Mexico was 40 deaths per 100,000 live births in 2022. During the first years of the COVID-19 pandemic, we can see how the maternal mortality ratio increased. Despite this process, there are still significant disparities in maternal mortality in Mexico. Indigenous women and women living in poverty are the higher risk of maternal death, as are women living in rural areas with limited access to healthcare. In this graph, we can see how many maternal deaths there were in 2020 by state, highlighting the state of Mexico, the federal entity with the most inhabitants. The leading cause of maternal death in Mexico in 2020 was hypertensive disease, followed by obstetric hemorrhage and complication of pregnancy, childbirth, and the puerperium. To combat this problem, the government created the Specific Action Program for Sexual and Reproductive Health 2020 to 2024. The general objective is contribute to the well-being of the population through universal access to information and sexual and reproductive health service with technical competence, scientific evidence, principles of equality, social cultural relevance, non-discrimination, and respect for human rights. Here we can find two specific objectives to reduce maternal mortality, which are increased access to timely, comprehensive, and safe healthcare maternal from the pre-pregnancy state to the puerperium. and increase access to timely, comprehensive, and safe maternal health care from the pre-pregnancy state to puerperium. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Oropesa. We would like to remind the audience that the Q&A box is open, so feel free to type your questions or comments. Now we'll welcome Dr. Sebastián Briceño and Dr. Inés Gomez again to share with us Colombia's maternal mortality ratio and perspectives. Welcome.
Okay, Anderson, thank you. Okay, Colombia, it is a country that in 2021 has a total population of 51,516,562. Okay, next, please. It is located in the extreme northwest of South America. Its general climate is warm and temperate. The per capita expenditure of health is $1,336 in 2021. Next, please. So I will show you the ratio of maternal mortality from 2015 to 2021 in Colombia. In the first graph, we observe the general maternal mortality ratio in Colombia. The graph has an increasing trend line, its maximum peak in the year 2021 with maternal mortality ratio of 118 that 17 deaths per 100,000 live births. Next, please. On the other hand, the second graph shows the ratio of maternal mortality in the first 42 days of gestation in Colombia using microdata. This graph presents an increasing trend line to its maximum peak in the year 2021 with maternal mortality ratio of 83.16. It should be clarified that maternal mortality in the first 42 days excludes the cause of deaths due to sequelae of direct obstetric cause and those caused after 42 days. Okay? Next, please. Now, we have the comparison graph between the two graphs where there is evidence of an increasing trend line in the maternal mortality ratio behind greater in general mortality than that of the microdata. Next, please. Okay, the two main causes of maternal mortality in 2021 are other obstetric conditions not elsewhere classified, CIE 10, O95, and O99, with 514 deaths and edema, proteinuria, and hypertensive disorders in pregnancy, sheer birth, and the puerperium, CIE 10, O10 to O16, with, in the graph, 87 deaths. Okay, thanks.
Now that we have information about the current mortality ratio in Colombia, we would like to discuss special items about the healthcare system in our country. We want to expose that the healthcare system in Colombia is based in solidarity as a definition, which means the insurance is divided in two groups. The first regime of healthcare is contributory, which means people that are in the working force or have a formal job contribute to the insurance of subsidized people, and they also pay an amount to be attended by the healthcare system. On the other hand, we have the subsidized regime, which means people are not able to pay in order to have access for the healthcare system. which means this is a solidarity system in which people that can work, they not only pay for their attention, but they also pay in a little amount for people that don't have the capacity to pay. Having this in mind, we want to show you an example of a public health intervention that mitigates those different problems that may face women and children when wanting an attention in the healthcare system. This hospital, named Fundación Valle de Lili, is located in the Pacific region of Colombia. It's one of the biggest hospitals of the region and has many specialized doctors that are willing to attend people from both of these insurance types. As a specific example, we have the obstetrics and gynecology telehealth service, which helps hospitals located in the rural areas of the Pacific region. And there is a gynecologist and an obstetrics physician helping and directing the attention of women and children in order to prevent mortality in this group. Those patients are also directed to Fundación Valle de Lili, and their transportation is also assumed by this hospital. This is an important public health intervention that appeals to address different social determinants of health to help the reduction of mortality ratio.
Thank you, Mariel. Thank you, Dr. Gomez. Sorry. Now it's time to welcome Mariel Palacios. She will be sharing with us Peru's maternal mortality ratio and perspectives. So welcome, Mariel, and thank you. Once again, Mariel Palacios, she will be sharing with us Peru's maternal mortality ratio and perspectives. Our panelist is having troubles and difficulties with her connection. So in the meantime, we would like to ask if is there any questions till this point. Sadly, our panelist is not able to connect right now. We hope she will connect soon, but for now, we would like to continue with our program, and we would like to welcome Dr. Laura Castro. She will remark on the conclusions of this conference. She will also indicate the challenges regarding this topic and presenting us the strategies our panelists suggest to achieve the goal. So, Dr. Castro, welcome. The floor is yours.
Good, good, good morning for everyone. I'm Hello, everyone. You can hear me now.
Yes, we can, Dr. Castro. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Anderson, and thanks to all my colleagues who have contextualized us about the situation of maternal mortality. So, in order to the reach, we are going to present some of conclusion. So we can say that there are inequalities because each country, but also in the same country, there are inequalities between women with high and low incomes. Other thing that we can say that is that the greatest risk of maternal mortality is in adolescents, especially in countries with lower incomes. And it's necessary that all the births are attended by trained personnel to be able to attend to any setbacks. That's more important. Independent is a doctor or a nurse. All the medical person have to be trained to attend. Next, please. So we have a lot of changes to achieve a zero in our graphic. It's obviously that maybe we will not able to solve poverty, but we can work on a small change that will make a difference. Change in which we can intervene, and that is what we bring an strategy that we believe that can function in different societies and countries. That's important because we want to propose something that you can make in different countries, in your hospital, in your city, in the place where you work. So that's very important. Next, please. Perfect. Um, from the moment we have this strategy, the name is BDA. So it's like a program where we want that all the medical staff and all the women have the knowledge about this. So is B before, D the during, and A after. BDA. So from the moment woman finds out that she's pregnant, she begins to receive too much information, a lot of data, a lot of recommendation. It's not easy to remember everything. In the end, most of that information is forget. So the woman should receive this information. The family should also be involved. Just a woman attend a birth control. So the family should at least have a birth control, and this should be mandatory. Why mandatory? Because when you have to do something, you think, oh no, I can't go, I don't have time. But when it's mandatory that the woman go to the birth control with the, I don't know, with the mom or sister or something in the family, it's more easy because the family can remember to the woman all that recommendation that the doctor say. So this is because I put feel safe and feel accompanied, because all the family has been involved in all the maternal process. Um, BDA will be responsible for ensure that all the women have follow up until the postpartum year. So I think that it's important that all the control is not just one time, because just are there we have just prenatal control, but postpartum controls, all the mother only has one postpartum control. So where too much information is given, and from then on, all the information is about the baby. Lightweight information must be given to the mother. We know that the vast majority of causes of maternal mortality are preventable. So if we have information women, they will know where they consult in time. So we propose that for this to be fulfilled, women must receive an incentive, either in longer maternity leave or in the monetary bonus, for example. You can put the next, please, Anderson. Thank you. You know, because when you have something like a bonus, or if you can longer of the maternity leave, this will depend on each country and each work situation of the mother. So it's very important that we want to take home today. Education will be always the most important thing. Let's teach our patients, let's give them all the awareness things, let's teach from love, patience. We have to educate everyone around us. You know, we are sure that education will save life. When you save all the recommendation to the mother and to the family, they will know when they have to go to the to consult again. But this have to be maybe for the first 1 year to the postpartum. It's important. No one, not just one postpartum control. They have to be like a maybe four postpartum control. It's important to bear in mind that we must propose strategies that can build in the short term, but but that can be maintained over the time. That's our proposal today, and the education is the most important for this strategy. So I think we are going to present now Peru right now.
Actually, Dr. Castro Mariel, she was able to fix her connections issues. So I would like to introduce Mariel. She will be sharing with us the Peru's maternal mortality ratio and perspective. Mariel, thank you for being here and welcome. The floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. I am Mariel Palacios, a student of human medicine at the San Martin de Porres University in Lima, Peru. Peru is located on the central and western coast of South America with a population of 33,300,096 and 700 people in 2022. Of this population in Lima, 5,200,000 20 and 755 are women, and this represents 52%. And the 4,700,083 and 386 are men. This represents 48%. The population in 2021, the 16,641 people are women, and the 16,394 people are men. Next, please. About the maternal mortality rate from the year 2015 and 2021. In the 2016 and 2019, there was a decrease, but in 2020 and 2021, the reason increase in this could be due of the consequence of the pandemic. Next, please. About the number of maternal deaths by cows in 5-year age group in Peru 2022, the most frequent causes are obstetric hemorrhage, hypertensive disorders of pregnancy, childbirth, or the puerperium and indirect cause. Next, please. The strategies that Peru used to counteract maternal mortality are based on surveillance. In 2016, a health directive emerged that establishes notification and research for the epidemiological surveillance of maternal death. In 2021, the technical health standard for the epidemiological surveillance of extreme maternal morbidity in Peru emerges. That's all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Marielle. So for a final part, we'll have some question and answers time. So we would like to thank again all our panelists, and we have one question here. It's from Maria Cecilia Gonzalez. I'm going to translate this because in this conference we have some foreigners, so we would like to continue with English. So she says, my question is related to the indicator's definition. What opinion do you have about late maternal mortality beyond 42 days? I think Dr. Briceño wanted to answer this question.
Okay, Anderson. I would like to answer the question of late maternal mortality that Maria Cecilia asked. Okay, late maternal mortality began 42 days after gestation. It is important because it contemplates other causes of maternal mortality not properly relate to gestation, such as those that occur in the puerperium. Likewise, it helps us to propose strategies for general and maternal health until the end of its physiological process. Also represent almost 30% of all deaths. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Briceño. If anyone has any further questions, please feel free to type them and we will answer them immediately. Or if Maria Cecilia, who asked the question, she has another comment or something like that, please feel free to type. Dr. Castro she wants to give a comment. So Dr. Castro, please.
Remember that being able to reduce maternal mortality is a challenge that needs to involve different entities. So not only the medical staff, so we need an articulation of different disciplines, no? Because when we talk about maternal mortality, so we can see that the challenge is like a poverty or the access to the health service that we can resolve. So that's important that we have an articulation with the government, with the academic, and of course personnel, because sometimes we can't solve all the challenge alone. So we only need help for reduce the maternal mortality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Castro. To any of our panelists, do you think that right now maternal mortality is being treated or is being focused with a transsectorial scope in your countries or in your contexts?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, of course, Dr. Opeza. I was asking if do you think that maternal mortality is being treated or in your country or in your context, they are working in a transsectorial way. I mean, not only involving health sciences, but also other professional areas.
It's important to remark the importance to the access to the health services for the people, because in some parts of the country is very difficult to get access to these services. We need to focus in rural areas because these people need to know how to be preparing for the pregnancy and not to do things or action to can affect the mother or the baby uh, with finally to dismiss the mortality ratio.
Thank you so much, Dr. Oropesa. I would like to share with you, or you can see in the comment box that Maria Cecilia, she left a link, and it's for some recommendations regarding this subject. And actually, the link brings you to a Lancet Global Health article, and the article title is "Women's Risk of Death Beyond 42 Days Postpartum: A Pool Analysis of Longitudinal Health and Demographic Surveillance System. Data is Sub-Saharan Africa." Thank you so much, Maria Cecilia, for sharing with us. We'll have this article present. Thank you. Is there any other questions or comments from our audience or from our panelists? Feel free to type or to open your microphone. Okay, thank you so much for being here. If you have any further questions or comments, please feel free to contact us using any of the email addresses shown on the slide. You can also look us online. With this, we would like to conclude our conference. Thanks again to our panelists. We also want to thank the audience for your interaction and attention. Thank again to University Global Coalition for making this possible. We hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you.